Crispy, last week we discussed something very, very important. Do you remember what that was?
Series 8?
Well, it was Series 8. There was also that, but I made a very serious promise to you. Do you remember what the promise was?
Something about you having water if we hit a certain milestone?
Oh, yeah. Well, I promised a very, very daring challenge, ladies and gentlemen. I said if the podcast could hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, by the time we recorded the Series 9 review, I would literally drink water. And ladies and gentlemen, shout out Aquavale Still Spring Water, because they're here to celebrate 3,000 subs on YouTube, baby! Crack it open and let's have a party! Let's go! There we go! Look at Crispy! He's reverted to caveman form. He was violently shaking his ring light, audio listeners. That was scary.
I broke the ring light, but yeah.
You broke it?
Yeah, it wasn't attached at all. So it just kind of fell. But it's fine, I've propped it back up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep subscribing to help fund Crispy's ring light replacement here on Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. Roll the intro!
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Crispy, his name is Troy, and we're the hotline that accepts your calls throughout anywhere in time and space. And today we are talking about the series of two-parters, just two-parter after two-parter after two-parter, Series 9. Oh boy, how are you, Troy?
I'm good, man. I'm really, really good. I'm really good.
What's hip-hop happening?
So much. This weekend alone, I had a day trip to Scotland, which involved 6 hours on trains to go to a Comic Con.
Did you see Peter Capaldi?
I did.
Did you see Peter Capaldi?
If he was at Scotland Comic Con, it'd have been great, but the fella wasn't there, so I'm sad about it. Let's not go there. And then I was ill for most of today, so that was nice too.
Oh no! No.
Maybe it was just because I don't know whether it was like not used to the change of sleep schedule or being on trains too much, or maybe I picked up some Scottish germs. I don't know if they're a thing. Maybe they are. Maybe I picked them up. I don't know.
Maybe you'll start speaking Scottish halfway through this podcast. We don't know.
Oh God, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Sorry, I'm kidding, Scottish people. I'm kidding.
We love you.
We are here, as you said, to rank Series 9 of Doctor Who. And our tier list series. The series where we have a list of tiers. And if people don't agree, there probably will be tiers in that regard too. And there were a couple, but there was someone in the comments for last week who suggested they were angry at both of us for the listen placement, or the debate over listen, which I'd just like to say, Crispy should not be getting flack for that, because that was me saying it wasn't as good as everyone else thought it was, and I still said it was pretty good.
We put it in A. That's very generous.
Yeah,
that's where I want to put it.
Come on. Well, I mean, if you want to see exactly where it is, why don't we ask Editing Troy to transition to the tier list right now?
Oh, I love it when you do that, Troy.
First time in about 3 weeks where it's going to be a smooth transition with no alteration, so that's nice. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Unlike the intro we nearly ran with earlier, where Crispy just swore at me twice. That was fun.
That's not true. This is false. This is slander. I
have got the odd outtake from this podcast, folks. At some point, I'm going to collate them all together and just make a video out of it. It'll be great. Maybe for Christmas, but I don't know if we have enough. We'll see.
The unseen bits.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Here's some Who's There unseen clips. Enjoy and subscribe. I don't know. Also, I hope everyone watched The Roads last week. That was a really important thing we ended last week's episode with. And if you didn't get that far in the episode, then you didn't get the most of our content. You forgot all about that, didn't you?
No, that's so funny. Watch The Roads.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to rank another 13 episodes of Doctor Who. We are going to go from the first Christmas special in the Capaldi era, last Christmas, all the way to Hell Bent. And it's perfect alignment on this tier list website, I got to say, because literally the next line of episodes to rank is that exact 13. That's beautiful.
Correct.
It's beautiful.
No, sir. All 13!
Exactly. And we start with Last Christmas, Crispy, where I gave you my heart. But the very next day, you gave it away. So this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to Peter Capaldi.
Troy, you are on fire.
Thank you, mate.
You're on fire, my boy.
Thank you.
All right, where are we putting it? Let's go B. All right, moving on.
Welcome to the speed run, ladies and gentlemen. I really like this episode.
I do too, but it's never stood out for me. I love Inception. I love dream weird stuff. I love false realities, as you know. This is the last appearance of Danny Sink, which is sad.
Heartbreaking. It was the first last appearance of Jenna Coleman. No,
yeah, this
second?
was
No, first. It was first. She was meant to leave at last Christmas. Then she was meant to leave in The Witch is Familiar. Then she ended up leaving at the end of Series 9, right?
Oh, no, and then there was also talks that she would leave in the Series 8 finale as well.
I was wondering about that, but then, like, because there was the cliffhanger in there where Santa showed up and was like, can't end like that. I was like, was she ever going to leave in Series 8? Jenna Coleman was going to leave a few times, folks.
But I genuinely think it's because Peter Capaldi was such a good co-star. She was like, "Oh, all right, I'll keep staying on."
Right, I'm in the thick of it with him. I'll keep going.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I got it. I got the reference.
It's a good fun.
But that's that in so many interviews, that's what Jenna Coleman kept on saying, was just she had this admiration for Peter Capaldi and was so much fun to work with on set that she stuck around. Yeah, and it's just very nice, very nice.
Matt Smith's crying in the corner.
They didn't get that much time together.
They didn't. I mean, we talked about this, like, when he did his, like, autocomplete interview the other week.
Yeah.
He kept raving about Karen and Arthur and then kind of was like, oh, Jenna as well. Which, like, I know wasn't malicious, but, like, it does seem like they both kind of know who their iconic, like, team-ups were, and that's fair. Power to them, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
The one I feel sorry for is Billie Piper. She's got even balancing between Chris Eccleston and David Tennant, so she's got to be very careful who she shouts a preference for.
And whoever her companion ends up being.
Anyway, so yeah, I agree with Last Christmas being in B tier. I'm fine with that. Like, there's some really cool kind of dream manipulating stuff here that I like you said, I kind of like that kind of smart, clever angle to it. Part of me kind of wants to put it in low A underneath Death in Heaven, I'll be honest. Like, I can understand it being top of B.
Absolutely
I kind of want to push for bottom of A, because I feel like I hold it stronger than The Caretaker and Robot of Sherwood, which are the current ones in B tier alongside it, folks. So, I don't know, Crispy, what do you think?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Absolutely not.
All right, next up, Series 9. We're going to be quick on that one, because listen, when we did the Series 7 episode, we spent like 10 minutes on the Doctor with the Wardrobe. We're not doing that again. So we're going straight into Series 9. Let's do it. Now, we have a big question to answer here, Crispy. A very big one.
Yeah.
Are we dealing with these episode by episode or two-parter by two-parter? How are we doing this? Because with some two-parters, we obviously talk about each one individually, but are we going to rank them as a collective or literally rank them one by one? How are we doing this?
We are... Oh, this is tough, man. Let's do them as the two-parter, and then we can discuss if one's better than the other. So we're having our cake and eating it too.
Other than Face the Raven onwards, in which case they're going to be individual.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sleep No More onwards.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magician's Apprentice and Witch is familiar. Return of Skaro, Return of Davros, Peter Capaldi becomes your cool granddad on a guitar. Like,
He's got Sonic glasses.
Cheap and nasty time travel. There's a lot that happens in this.
Greatest quote.
Wait,
I told you you'd go Scottish this episode. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Oh, no.
You've got the bug, man.
Oh,
You've got the bug. I'll get your temperature checked.
You said you wanted an axe fight.
Just
random quotes
Waffle's
down.
having way too much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, this two-parter I hold very, very dear to me, and this is just over 10 years ago. I wonder what episode aired this time, when we're recording, this time 10 years ago, because it would have been live a decade ago.
The mechanical keyboard is typing out, hang on.
Clonk, 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 clonk. But for this two-parter, I was doing I did work experience with the BBC for 2 weeks down in Sydney, and so my mum and I... and my sister, we all stayed in this little apartment in Sydney for 2 weeks while I was doing work experience with the BBC. And on the official Doctor Who Australia Twitter account, I did a live tweet along to The Witch is Familiar. So that was pretty exciting.
Are those tweets still up?
I don't think that account still exists anymore, Doctor Who Australia. But but I've got screenshots somewhere of it. They replaced the profile picture with this silly picture of me
No way.
during the live stream, and then they changed it back.
I don't see it immediately in the people page. Oh wait, hang on, wait. No, that's got to be fake.
Does it exist?
47 followers. There's no way that's the real one.
I doubt it. You never know.
There's a lot of seemingly fake ones here, or at least ones with not enough followers for me to think they're legit. Anyway, to answer your previous question, right now the dates are colliding with Fridays in 2025. So last Friday, the most recent episode that would have aired was Before the Flood. And so for those of you listening right now, this Friday will be The Girl Who Died. In terms of 10-year anniversaries, crazy. I remember being sat in chemistry class in college, talking to someone next to me about how Doctor Who was coming back for Series 9. And how it had taken longer than it should have for it to come back or something, because I think it was Like a month, it was a month. It started like a month or two later than Series 8 had, and I was like, "Damn, they were slow on the uptake with this one."
Funny. And
Little
then
did you
after
know.
this, you have a gap year, and then fast forward to here, and it might be. We don't know how long it's going to be.
Oh, hello. Right. I hold this one higher than I've seen some reviews hold it. I feel like some reviewers really dog on this. I know a lot of people don't love, for one thing, just jumping into the second part, Davros opening his actual eyes. I think there's very little in this episode I dislike. Oh, you don't like the Davros eyes?
No. I like it. A lot of people complain that the Witch's Familiar is a much slower episode, but I love that because it really let Peter Capaldi, and who's the actor that plays Davros? I can never remember his name.
Is it Julian Bleach, or am I making that up?
I keep on wanting to say Julian Clary, but I know that's not Julian Clary. I think you might be right.
Yeah, it is Julian Bleach, yeah.
Yeah. I think those two absolutely shine in it, and then you can there's a moment where you're like, hang on, is Davros being for realsies here? And then, of course, there's the sabotage. But it's beautiful. I think this story is a lot of fun. Opening with a big Dalek two-parter. This is Doctor Who at its best, dare I say. It might not be the best, but I adore this two-parter. And the other day I had a moment where I was like, I never understood the episode titles, but are they both referring to Clara? Because a lot of people call Peter Capaldi's costume the Magician, so the Magician's Apprentice will be Clara, and people might refer to Missy as a witch, and so Clara would be the Witch's Familiar.
Oh,
so
I hadn't thought about that one, yeah.
Are both these episode titles just referring to Clara, being like, this is a Clara story
maybe.
because she dies?
Ooh.
Because in the second one, she's with Missy the whole time. She's not with the Doctor. The Doctor's off with Davros. So that's just kind of
the Doctor's always training companions in for other younger models, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So
young, fresh, and unwrinkly Davros.
Unwrinkly Davros, terrifying. Where do you want to put this story, man? Because I'm so sentimental about it that I can oversee a lot. Another complaint of this is that it didn't necessarily provide anything new. You could tack this onto the end of Series 8, and like part of the marketing for Series 9 was like, oh, it's the same team, same whatever. I can't remember what they just. Stephen Moffat mentioned this, being like, I think that was part of the problem. We didn't necessarily add anything new for Series 9, apart from the two-part gimmick.
I think Capaldi's personality shift was enough of one in a lot of ways. Like the Doctor's evolution.
That's true. He's a lot softer in this.
Yeah, the character arcs were what carried Series 9 for me. Like the Doctor kind of softening up and Clara becoming more like the Doctor. That was kind of some of the most interesting aspects of this series. I don't know. There's so much to these that I really like. Missy's on top form. Michelle Gomez. I think, the chemistry between Peter Capaldi and Julian Bleach with 12 and Davros is fantastic. There are very few instances I can think of where you really do wonder if this villain, who's always been a villain and always will be a villain, might actually be having a good streak. The only other example I can think of is Spider-Man Far From Home, where like for a little bit I was like so mesmerized by Jake Gyllenhaal. I was like, are they actually doing Good Guy Mysterio? I don't know. And I love when you're exactly so sold on it that you think it might actually happen. Because with Davros, you're like, surely he's not going to be a good guy. But there are moments, especially when they both chuckle at each other, when he's like, you're not a very good doctor, where you're like, hang on, like, are we? Are we doing that? So, for me, this might be sacrilege, but like based on where the tier list is placed, I would rank it above Listen but below Flatline, because right now Flatline's bottom of S tier and Listen's top of A tier. But I know, again, I hold my hands up. I realise that I'm pretending it's 2021. For some reason I have a sonic fidget spinner in my hand. Brain go brr. I realise that I am like in a very small minority who don't rank Listen at the very top of S tier. I get it. So Crispy, if you want to cut me off here, feel free, but I'm battling between top of A tier and bottom of S tier for these. Because I can't think of negatives. I love all the different Daleks showing up. I think...
This is better than Asylum of the Daleks for showing
Asylum of the Daleks.
Daleks.
Tried to counter Asylum of the Daleks. People were like, you didn't see enough of all the Daleks. They were like, we'll make sure there's loads of classic Daleks here now. And I also loved seeing the Series 4 Supreme Dalek come back. That's like probably one of, if not my favourite Dalek design ever, so I'm so glad to see him come back. So, yeah.
Please come back.
And also the Exterminate thing. Like, the Exterminate is how they reload. I don't think everyone loved that, But I really like that idea. The idea that, the hate fuels the gun. The hate to exterminate everything keeps them firing to keep exterminating everything. I kind of like that vicious cycle idea in the Daleks.
So do I. I'm going to push for like low A, though. I'm going to push for low A.
It's certainly ranking above Time Heist, no?
Oh, I can't believe Time Heist there, to be honest. That doesn't seem right to me. It's a fun episode, but yeah, okay, no. It does deserve to be above Time Heist, but...
I think both episodes are in a similar place. I put them both together. Which one's better, though?
Yeah. Ooh.
I would push for Which is Familiar.
I will too. I think I prefer that purely because of Jenna and Michelle, their dynamic, and as we said, Julie.
Yeah.
You're right. It's more of a character piece for both of those groups. Yeah. So yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Right. Let's do that. Lock it in. Lock it in, sir.
Shout out to the intro. Drink water. It's time for Under the Lake and Before the Flood.
Let's listen to a call if I can get my mouse over here. We have a call, Connor McRae.
Oh, hello.
What have you got to say,
What?
Here we go.
See, I want to talk about Heaven Sent, but even I know that my minute license is not going to be enough time to explain why that episode is the best in the show's history. So let's pivot to this. Under the Lake is the most perfectly paced episode in Doctor Who. And the two-part is great. Before the Flood is really good as well. But Under the Lake, the way that the tension builds, the way that the characters are developed, and the way that the story just grows on you, it's such a perfect timing. It's incredible. I love that two-parter. I think Under the Lake's 10 out of 10. Before the Flood, 8 out of 10. But together, they're a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow. Thank you, Connor McRae.
So, out of the gate, I will definitely say I think the first part's probably better than the second.
Agreed.
But this season I think has some really strong stories. The only two-parter I don't feel as strongly on, as I'm sure a lot of people probably agree on, is the one after this, The Girl Who Died and the Woman Who Lived.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. But there's some really strong stories in this series, and also just because Capaldi's era is absolutely fantastic. If you disagree, leave. Please don't. Subscribe. Keep watching. I don't know, Crispy. I mean, Base Under Siege, great idea. Always love some stuff like that. Get some good moments from Capaldi. It's okay. I understand. You're an idiot. Or looking through the cards and being like, I'll do all I can to solve the death of your friend / family member / pet. I love, like I've said to you, like even individual moments can really elevate an episode for me. But I like the idea of the ghosts, them constantly whispering, and the horror aspect of that. And also the cliffhanger, because it is a cliffhanger that is weirdly predictable, yet still really good. Like, you kind of almost see it coming, there's another ghost. Oh, it's going to be the Doctor, isn't it? But when you see it, you're still like, oh, but how are they going to... Oh, okay. Like, it works well. I don't know.
Under the Lake is unreal. I remember watching this episode so many times when it came out. And one thing no one talks about with this episode is the soundtrack is banging. Murray Gold, by the way, news ding, Series 10 soundtrack apparently on the way, so huzzah.
We could really dig into that one next week, I fear. Like, they actually finally confirmed, if you don't know, they actually finally confirmed the Series 10 soundtrack is happening. Only,
Well, we don't have a release date or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is 8 years late.
Might be 9 years by the time it comes out.
Yeah, true.
Or 10.
The sound... 10 years.
Series 10 soundtrack is happening in the next 10 years, Anyway, Under the Lake, the soundtrack, it kind of goes kind of electronic in the scene where they're like running through the corridors. There's like these cool little like synthy drums and these little synthy motifs. And it's honestly one of my favorite pieces of Doctor Who music ever is in Under the Lake. And it goes unnoticed, which is what I like. But yeah. I love it. I love this two-parter. Under the Lake is definitely better. Where do we want to place it? I don't know. I will also say I love I can't remember the character's names in this episode, and I don't know why. It's normally a strong suit for me. But the lady who is deaf, there is a section where like the ghost is chasing her with the axe, and she like feels the vibrations, and you kind of see it represented visually. I love when media does stuff like that to try and like like put you in the shoes of someone with a disability like that, like who is blind or is deaf. I know Strictly Come Dancing in the UK has had moments where they've had both deaf and blind contestants, and they've done dances to reflect that. Like, I love when they do stuff like that. It's really poignant, and I think it was handled really well in that episode too. I just wanted to point that out because that was something that was on my mind. Maybe what we should do is put Under the Lake in S tier and Before the Flood in A. What are we thinking?
Whoa. S tier is... Do you think people consider Under the Lake an S tier episode, apart from Conor McRae?
Apart from Conor McRae, I don't know. I was going off also what you were saying, to be honest. You were like, you kept watching this and how much you love it and all that.
Yeah, I do, but like S tier is like, I'm looking at S tier and I'm like, yeah, those are the ones I want to hold close. Those are The House is on Fire. I can get 4 episodes out. What am I getting? Those 4 for Series 8.
It'd be a bit awkward if you pulled out Dark Waters and didn't have how it concluded.
Hey, that's fine with me.
Also, watching them on would be so funny. You watch Deep Breath and they're like, right, we'll be Doctor and Companion. And the very next episode, she's like, yeah, I'm going off after this trip in Mummy on the Orient Express. Yeah. Like, you'd be like, what have I missed?
What's happened?
Okay, well, both A tier then. I'm fine with that. I was thinking A tier, but like the way you and Connor were selling it, I was like, I can feel an S tier.
I would go A, Under the Lake, B, Before the Flood.
Really? You think there's that much of a disparity between the two parts?
I would say Before the Flood is a bit of a B story. I would say that.
Crazy. Okay.
High B.
Actually, do you know what? It loses a tier for us still not knowing who the Minister of War is.
And we never, ever will.
For those of you who actually have lives and don't remember stupid Doctor Who facts like I do, they mentioned at some point in that episode to Capaldi's doctor, they go, oh yeah, what about the Minister of War? And he's like, who's that? No, wait, don't tell me. I'll figure it out. And we still haven't figured it out. I mean,
we still have no idea.
There was a theory, I think, for a little bit that was going to be Robert Ap William.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember.
Was it Robert Ap William?
That.
Roger Ap William, idiot. They're thinking it was going to be him. I mean, it could still technically be him, but they never said it. Like, it would make sense for him to be the Minister of War, a Prime Minister that goes fully for nuclear weapons. Would have made sense, but anyway. So there you go. They're both top of their respective tiers. Under Lake, top of A. Before the Flood, top of B. Crispy, next up is the mid who died and the mid who lived. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's mid.
They're both so incredibly mid.
It's a shame. It's a shame because I like Maisie Williams as an actress. She's fantastic in Game of Thrones. She is
amazing.
And it was kind of a big moment. She was used heavily in the marketing campaign. When they announced her, there was a bit of buzz around it. And I don't think she's utilized well at all
at that point. So it was incredibly exciting to have a Game of Thrones actor on board.
Yeah, exactly. It was weird that her first episode was like, it looked like it could have been in Game of Thrones. Like her character
honestly, that probably was
very
intentional,
similar. To kind of, people were switching channels and kind of go, oh, Game of Thrones is on. Hang on, why is there this massive projection of bloody whoever that is, Zeus? Who's in the sky?
It was meant to be Odin.
And
bro was literally drinking testosterone out of a vial, which is just... It's what I imagine some of these like negative grifter YouTube channels doing in between takes.
Yeah.
Just
correct.
like, I'm going to rant about black people in superhero films, drink testosterone, I'm angry!
Glug. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Doesn't it just?
About right.
Look, I will say first of all,
why are they so mid? Why are they mid? Yes.
First episode is better than second. Woman Who Lived is my least favourite Capal... Oh, no. I hold it on a similar stead. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I forgot In the Forest of the Night existed for a second there. I hold The Woman Who Lived on the same kind of stead as Eaters of Light, of just like, there's nothing offensive about the episode, but I also just really don't vibe with it. The Woman Who Lived, I like for the character exploration of, I keep living forever, but I have a human memory. I forget things. I like the idea of a character whose personality has changed because she doesn't remember everyone she's been. She's not like the Doctor. She doesn't regenerate and remember everyone that she used to be, as Matt Smith said. She remembers a human lifespan length, and so she will read stories of her past life and be like, that happened to me? That's crazy. Like, I love that angle. That whole scene in her library, her diaries, I think is fantastic. It's about the only thing out of that episode where I'm like, that's really, really good. Everything else is just kind of like... Oh, and Peter Capaldi, like floundering to tell really bad jokes at the crowd towards the end. That was quite funny.
Yeah.
But also, that's just Capaldi being funny. Like, I just like Capaldi. But the lion bad guy is just so bad. I don't... Oh...
strange. It's just strange. It's a strange
Yeah.
two-parter. There are good ideas in there. The Woman Who Lived has one of the worst editing mistakes I think I've ever seen in Doctor Who. You'll have to. I'll see if I can find the clip for you. But it's when they're like kind of breaking into the house or something. They break into the mansion.
Yeah.
Anyway, it does like this weird like cut to close up and then it's like really really quick, but like. Both Peter and Maisie are like looking somewhere else, and then all of a sudden, it's so jarring. It gets me every time, and it's like not a subtle thing. They're not in the background; they are the center of the frame,
I'm
and
amazed I
it
haven't
looks so
seen
wrong.
this. I wonder how quickly I can get it up if I looked now.
I will. I don't know
Crispy,
where
I have
exactly
BBC
the
iPlayer
time code
on my
is.
phone, and I know roughly where in the episode they break into the mansion, so I'm going to have a quick look. While I do
Okay,
that,
okay.
what are your thoughts on rankings for them? We haven't talked much about the girl who died, so what do you think about that?
The girl who died, I never really vibed with. I enjoyed the start with like Jenna in the like space suit. There's a really cool shot where they kind of reveal that she's back in the TARDIS.
Yes, true.
But the actual story, it's fine. It's all fine. The villain's pretty one-dimensional for both stories, unfortunately. Maisie does get some good stuff to work with, but never really has the opportunity to shine like she could. So I'm going to go maybe bottom B for Girl Who Died, top C for Woman Who Lived is where I'm kind of vibing with this. Do you want to push for lower or higher? Where are you feeling?
No, I honestly was wondering if we were going to fight for D for Woman Who Lived, because I just like when I rank episodes of Doctor Who, I know I would put this incredibly low. Also, yeah, I don't know where the breaking bit is, and I can't bother looking now. We'll find it later.
I'll find it later.
Yeah, I think The Girl Who Died is better than Kill the Moon. Just it's less offensive. It just kind of exists, and it's fine. It's whatever. But it's definitely weaker than Robot of Sherwood. The best part of that episode is the final shot of Maisie like looking out into the stars and like all the time advancing and her face changing. I love that how that's done.
Right. Yeah, that was cool.
I remember watching the episode and be, like on rewatch to be like, this is fine. Oh, and also there's obviously the infamous, I know why I got this face to remind me I'm the Doctor and I save people.
Oh,
so actually, that's a great scene. That's a great scene.
Yeah, but
I just remember that being that is incredibly mid. I partially want to put Woman Who Lived above Forest the Night in D tier, to be honest. But we can put it bottom of C. Yeah. I don't mind that. And Girl Who Died, you could argue for bottom of B or top of C. I'll let you choose.
Let's go here. That's
okay,
fine
Woman Who
with me,
Lived is
man.
in D tier and Girl Who Died is in B tier. Fine, I'm alright with it.
Yep.
Time to blend into our surroundings next, because we got the Zygon invasion and the Zygon inversion. London.
Now, Troy.
What a dump.
Troy. I have something to admit to you.
Do tell.
I have not proofread any of these calls, so I don't know.
One job, Crispy Pro. Disgraceful.
I don't know who. Someone called in about The Woman Who Lived. Let's hear from Zach for a second to see if we can save it from the fate of being in D tier.
We can't.
Hello, Zach.
Hi, Tron Crispy. I think that The Woman Who Lived is such an interesting episode. I love the themes it delves into, and the fact that me or Ashilda just betrays the Doctor so easily, or how she can't get her priorities straight, and how she can't remember things, but then she ends up burning the books that she doesn't like, and how she has to live with the fact that the Doctor's given her this power, and it just starts off her arc so well after The Girl Who Died. It's just amazing.
Way to make me feel bad, Crispy. Wait. Dear listeners, you know what Crispy did in response to that? He put it below Forest the Night in D tier. He firmed his opinion.
I'm kidding, Zach.
I do feel bad when we play a call like that where someone's like really arguing why an episode means that much to them after we've just put it in D tier.
But that art is subjective, man. If Zach got more out of this episode than us, then props to them, you know?
See, I'm the people pleaser and you're the heartless one. That's how it works.
That's what they call us. That's our band name.
He just accepts it. Okay.
The people pleaser and the heartless one. Great bad name.
Crispy, how do you feel about Zygons?
I'm sure that the people feel really good about Zygons, but I don't know what anyone said. So should I take a punt and guess that they're going to talk about Zygons? Because most of these calls will most likely be heaven sent.
Pick 3 callers, number them 1 to 3, and I'll give you a number.
Okay.
Number 2.
Here we go. This is Gina.
I really like the opening two-parter to Series 9. I think it's one of the best stories in the season.
Dang it.
Although I think Heaven Sent is better, I think that'll be a popular pick. I think in the opening two-parter, Missy and the Doctor's characterization is just superb. And that's really what I want from Doctor Who.
Well, don't worry, our ranking reflected that. I would have loved it if he just like slowly listed off a bunch of episodes that weren't the Zygon ones.
Zygon.
I love the opening two-parter. Under the Lake's really quite good. I like Heaven Sent a lot. Face the Raven's pretty good. You know what I don't like? The Zygon two-parter. That would have been so good.
I hate him.
Would have been so good.
Dang.
Pick us one more, Crispy. Pick us one more. You're bound to get one.
Okay. I don't know. Sam from Cybus Industries, here we go.
Hello, it's Sam from Cybus Industries. Series 10 is the greatest series of modern Doctor Who. Come and fight me.
I agree, but not strictly relevant right now, Mr. Sam from Cybus Industries. We'll come back to you next week.
We're peeking into the future.
This is how you can tell Crispy's not vetted them because he's gone into Series 10 territory.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness
Podcast with a plan, everyone. Podcast with a plan.
Come on. Hang on, we'll go proper Sam from Cybus Industries.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Troy and Crispy. I'm Sam and I work at Cybus Industries. Series 9, I think, had the perfect format. The two-parters, every episode, Bar Sleep No More, I think is what needs to happen to Doctor Who going forward. It would save so much money on sets. It would give our characters way more development. It would slow the pacing down a little bit. I love it. Highlight for me of Series 9 is Under the Lake and Before the Flood. Toby Whithouse, my absolute goat, smashed it with this story, and he should have been the showrunner. Who is the Minister of War? We'll never know. Or maybe we will.
Would have been so funny if he also said Roger William and just like tied it all together. That would have been beautiful. I also love that you tried to storm off, but because you had earphones in, you couldn't go that far from your desk.
Correct. All right. Well,
we got calls in. That's what matters. So Zygon's Crispy. Yeah. You can't escape him. How are we doing? I mean, look. Let's just get the obvious thing out the way. Let's address the giant grey trunked animal behind me, also known as the elephant in the room. The war speech from the 12th Doctor.
Delicious.
When you fire that first shot, no matter how right you feel, you have no idea who's going to die. You have no idea whose children are going to scream and burn, how many hearts will be broken, how many lives shattered, how much blood will spill, and everyone does what they were always going to have to do from the very beginning. Sit down and talk about Series 9. So where do you want to rank it?
That's beautiful, Troy. Well
done,
it's called
everyone. Showing off my ridiculous and unnecessary level of Doctor Who quote knowledge, whilst also making it relevant to the podcast. I'm hip. It's hip. It's now. It's wow. That's me. That's this podcast. Let's do it.
That's you. That's you, baby.
I adore this episode. Like it continues to be relevant. You know, like from an immigration standpoint, from people settling into a place where they don't belong, and how the people of that country respond to them, and how tensions can rise, and how all it takes is a few bad apples to spoil how people see the rest of the bunch. You know, it takes a couple of insurgent Zygons, however right they feel in their oppression and how they feel about oppression. It only takes a few of them for everyone to be tarred with the same brush. There's some really interesting and still, unfortunately, incredibly relatable themes here, or applicable themes, I should say. Relatable depending on who you are, of course. And I think they're explored well. I mean, it is a silly sci-fi program about a guy fighting monsters. Like, it's never going to be perfect. But I personally feel, from my perspective, and I know I'm in a very fortunate position, from watching that, I feel like it was explored with at least some delicacy and quite a bit of care, and I really appreciate that for it. It's very much an anti-war two-parter. The speech alone shows that. But also, it doesn't try to eliminate how they're feeling about the way they're oppressed. Like, they try and balance it to whatever degree of success you can talk about. But this is one where I feel very similarly on the two parts. I think it's a little bit more confusing in the opening with the two Osgoods thing. Like, it was just kind of a strange... They obviously wanted to bring Osgood back, and they were like, oh, let's have it that, you know, there've been two this whole time, so that one that died, maybe it's a Zygon, maybe it's not. I'm fine with that. I like Ingrid Oliver. Would have liked to have seen her come back again in the future, but sadly, never happened. Yeah, never happened.
This is
our
it.
Last episodes. These are our last episodes.
I believe so, yeah. They give her a nice send-off, but it is weird that Unit and Kate and everyone's come back so much since, and Osgood hasn't even been mentioned.
I was going to say, never even mentioned. It's crazy. Because she's been in... She wasn't in Power of Three. She was just in Day of the Doctor, Death in Heaven, and the Zygon two-parter. That was it. Yeah, weird. I hold these ones really strongly. I particularly like Jenna Coleman having a turn at playing a villain Zygon, and you can feel, I think, the difference in the performance, which I think says a lot about her ability as an actor. There's like some goofy moments in here. There's some silly stuff, browser history. I've got question mark underpants. My first name is Basil. There's some silly stuff in here, but there's also some really, really solid and strong stuff. And again, it's that war speech. I know people say that it's overrated at this point because it always ranks high up in tier lists. It's always what people talk about. They get all the other Doctor actors to do the performance and all that. Like, I get it. But, like, some things, people say the cliche is a cliche for a reason. This is a highly ranked thing for a reason. It is one of the best performances ever handed in a Doctor Who episode. It's incredibly well written. The score in it is gorgeous too. So, like, for me, Zygon Inversion, for that speech alone almost, I want to put it. Like, that whole sequence, the speech, and, there was never any weapons in the boxes and all that, I really want to put that in S tier. I want to put that right out the door. I think that has to be there. And I don't know about the first one. Like that, I also think this is just a really solid. I struggle to split these ones up as much. I think this one flows quite nicely as a two-parter.
It is like because the other ones kind of had let's do something different with part 1 to part 2.
Yeah,
with the previous 3 stories. So this one it feels like one continuous story, definitely. So I'm not comfortable splitting them either.
I would put them both in S tier with the second part above the first. How do you feel on that?
Wow. Yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
That's fine with me. I also think these episodes look so good.
Yeah.
I just think there's some really, really fun sequences and the lighting and everything. I truly think these are well-directed episodes, and they were directed by Peter Harness, who is an Australian director, by the way.
Good night, Peter.
That's a bit of Aussie representation. Peter directing Peter.
And also shout out Rebecca Front, who makes a cameo as one of the soldiers in the first episode, I believe, and she played Nicola Murray in The Thick of It, who Peter Capaldi's character famously called the Omni Shambles, which is now a word in the dictionary because of that episode. Fun fact for you that's not related to Doctor Who. But
shout out previous guest of the podcast, John Davey, who makes quite a prominent feature in this episode. He's in the car when just after Osgood and the Doctor land from their parachutes, and they're obviously Zygon cops in the car, but they're like, okay, just moving on now. John, you can see John Davey very clearly. He's in the passenger seat. But yeah,
shout out John.
Fun story.
Go watch your episode.
Shout out John.
Well, you know what, Crispy?
Yeah.
I'm sure he had a good night's sleep after being in Doctor Who like that. But what happens if you sleep no more?
Then you get one of the more interesting stories of Doctor Who.
Who's going to be the brave one to step forward on this? This one is, I think, is interesting. You get some episodes that are just hated by the majority of fans, or disliked by the majority. Fear Her, very unpopular one, but it has its enjoyers. Orphan 55, very unpopular, does have its enjoyers. In the Forest of the Night, very unpopular. And then you have Sleep No More. I love my comedy, sir. I love my comedy.
It's good.
Then you have Sleep No More, which I think, maybe I'm crazy in this, but I think there are more people that like this one than typical unpopular Doctor Who episodes. Which I count myself among.
Let's have a listen to a call, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hello, this person's called Sleep Some More, so I hope they're talking about this episode.
I hope they don't. It'd be funny.
Micah from Alabama, and I think Peter Capaldi's best episode as the 12th Doctor in Series 9 is, without a doubt, Sleep No More. No, I'm kidding. It's Heaven Sent. We all know it's Heaven Sent.
He got us.
Besides Heaven Sent, which is a masterpiece Moffat wrote, I would probably say I really like Under the Lake and Before the Flood. I really like the concept of the Foretold and the Fisher King and all that. I just really love that episode. It's really good. So y'all see you guys later. Peace.
Can't believe that we got bamboozled like that.
I
really thought we had something.
Yeah, there's no way. Maybe he was sleeping some more through the episode. So, as you know, I have an appreciation for episodes that try to do something different, even if it doesn't always work. It's very rare where I'll be like, oh, look, I know what you were going for and it still didn't work. And I can understand the problem with it. We talked about Kill the Moon extensively about its metaphors and how it wasn't very well handled or deftly handled. But for this, the idea of it's a found footage episode, I am piecing this together from all the body cams, security cams, all that, I think is a genius idea. And in a lot of ways, I'm kind of surprised it wasn't done sooner. Rhys Shearsmith is a fantastic actor, and I think he plays a really good part in this. The idea of the Sandmen as monsters that are, born of your sleep from these sleep pods, I think also incredible idea. I don't think it's the best episode of the series by a long shot, but I find this is just a good, perfectly middle-of-the-road episode. I do not think it's bad the way everyone else thinks it does. I also don't think it's some masterpiece. I'm very much just like, it's good. It's perfectly fine. I like it.
I have a theory.
Okay, is it a game theory, Mr. Matt Pat?
I have a theory as to how this episode came to fruition.
Was it that Mark Gatiss wrote the script and then they filmed it?
Correct. But I think that Mark, he is. I'm just reading now. I'm doing a bit of a deep dive whilst you were talking. That he is a big fan of their show Inside Number 9, which I love.
Yeah.
I truly love Inside Number 9, and all of those are big self-contained stories that all try something different each episode. Like they all kind of have a different gimmick, a different location, whatever. And then there's usually a twist at the end. This could be an Inside Number 9 episode very easily. And Inside Number 9 stars Reese Shearsmith as like the main. He's like one of the main guys. Who's the other? Steve Pemberton is the other guy. And I truly think that this is an episode of Inside Number 9, and Mark was like, I want to do that for Doctor Who. And was like, let's make it a POV, with no intro sequence. This is one of the first episodes without the intro titles. And so it's just different. It is different, and I admire Mark for doing that. I think that maybe it was too weird for audiences. Maybe it was... the actual story itself with, it being the sleep dust isn't necessarily that scary and a bit weird of a concept. But I don't hate this episode at all. I don't hate this episode at all.
Decent B tier.
Yeah. Where do you want to put it?
It's going to be around The Caretaker. I can't decide if it's better or worse.
It's better than The Caretaker. Oh, okay. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is.
Okay.
No.
Okay, put it above. Put it above. That's an order.
Go.
Why are you putting it in S tier, fella? What are you doing? Just put it above The Caretaker. Do it. Also,
right.
The audience would never forgive me if I didn't point out that while talking about Inside Number 9, you said there's always a twist at the end. Just pointing that out.
Cool.
Okay. Time to make S tier fatter. Face the Raven, Crispy. Oh, no. Higher. Maybe. Oh, do you know what? Maybe Below Dark Water.
All right.
Third best episode so far. Look, I've got to be honest about this one. I'm going to carry this one, Crispy. You ready for this? I'm going to carry this.
Yeah, let's go.
This episode should not work. It shouldn't. Because this is an episode that sets up a mystery that is to be solved, and it's a mystery that very easily could last the full 45 minutes, and it honestly could be a really good episode. You got Letitia Wright in there, which I always forget about. I mean, Shuri herself.
And that's right.
Like, some really great vlogs in it. I love that Rigsy comes back as a character who just did not need to come back, but I love that he did. Just something great about that. It's also the first episode with the best Peter Capaldi look. The best one. Red velvet coat.
Oh my gosh.
Closely followed by the extremist coat.
Dapper.
Like, as I've said that before, the antique kind of distressed Victorian. Oh, gorgeous. But this episode should just work as it is. But then, halfway to 2/3 through, it just goes, do you know what? Screw that whole plot. We're now going to make it a big emotional send-off to Clara. And like...
Crazy.
It is almost
you don't see it coming.
An uncomfortably strong 180 that really shouldn't work, but works absolutely pitch perfect. The soundtrack, the performances, the Doctor is no longer here, you are stuck with me from Capaldi. Like, it's just the Danny Pink mentions. Like, it feels like there's just a really good narrative completion of an arc of Clara slowly becoming the Doctor. They bring it up again at the start of the episode, like in case you haven't been picking up. She's like, she's a little bit enjoying this a little bit too much. She's like, yeah, she has a habit of being like that. It's like it's so excellently signposted and written throughout the episode. And like, and you even when she takes the tattoo from Rigsby, and you're like, Rigsby, who's Rigsby? From Rigsy, and she's like, it'll be fine, we'll solve it. In your head, you're like, that's a bad move, but I'm sure she'll be okay. Like, you really don't think it's going to end with her dying, and it's just so incredibly delivered and performed and paced that it's the most unlikely S-tier episode that is just the most easily rankable S-tier episode from a lot of Capaldi stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can't stress enough how much I enjoy how well this episode works. It's just Beautiful.
Completely agree, Troy. And I think part of the enjoyment for me for this episode was the fact that it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
The fact, because I truly, there were, as we said, there were rumors that Jenna was going to leave end of Series 8 in Last Christmas. We didn't know exactly when she was going to leave, but Series 9 looked like the time, and a lot of us would assume, it's going to be in the finale.
Yeah.
It'll be in the finale, which we can get into, and it kind of almost is. But this episode took everyone by surprise. This was the first episode I ever watched overseas. I was in Fiji at the time on my schoolies at my end of year school trip thing. And so I was like, it's leading up to the finale. This episode wasn't expecting much. So I watched this on a beautiful little resort on my tiny iPod Touch or something at the time. And I just remember being like, oh my gosh. And it was the first time I had internet access since being in Fiji. And I didn't text my parents first. I watched Doctor Who first.
Commitment. Commitment. I love it.
But yeah, this episode also has Australian ties because it's written by Sarah Dollard, who is an Australian as well, I believe.
Oh, wow. Did not know that. I was going to look up who wrote it. Yeah, because I couldn't quite remember her name.
Yeah, she does Thin Ice after this as well.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, I love it. Very also, believable story.
People sometimes think it's a bit cheesy and a bit just kind of throw them in for sake of it, but I do like the idea of there being an alley with exiled monsters, people running away,
a bit of refuge.
That kind of thing.
No, that's fun.
That was such a cool idea. I know people go oh, but a Sontaran or a Cyberman wouldn't be so like that. Just again, it's my kind of thing of just it's fun. It's an interesting idea. Don't deep it. Do not quite literally, it is not that deep. It's such a cool idea that I'm fine with it.
It's not that deep.
But yeah, easy S tier. So there you go.
Okay, well, speaking of easy S tiers...
Listen, I don't even know if we need to do our jobs for this next one, Crispy. We could just say Heaven Sent is the best episode of the era, move on, and nobody would complain.
Heaven Sent is the best episode of the era.
You know how I feel about Word Enough and Time the Doctor Falls, and I will be carrying that one next week, believe me, buddy. I'll be carrying that next week. Because in some ways... Objectively, yeah, sure, Heaven Sent, but we can worry about that later. Just look, Crispy, do you want to lead with this, or shall I? Who's leading here?
I can take the lead here, man.
Do it.
I've said it so many times, but Heaven Sent is just poetry on screen.
Yes.
This is an episode that had everything going against it. The brief was, hey, let's have a cheap episode for episode 11 before we get to the finale. And Moffat's like, oh, okay, no worries. We'll do a self-contained thing in a castle. And then the gif with the man that's the pen is on fire and he's writing, that's exactly what Moffat did with this script. It is one of the cleanest hours of television. So clever. The reveal that it's this endless time loop works. It's all about grief. This is kind of the Doctor on his own. He's just lost a companion. He's mad. There is passion there. And it really allows Peter Capaldi to shine. The direction from Rachel Talalay is impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. Yep. And it's one of the most enjoyable pieces of television I've ever watched. I watched this episode with my dad, and we don't watch a lot of Doctor Who together. I reckon we've maybe watched 3 episodes my entire life together.
Wow.
And he finished that one going, wow, that was bloody good. And I'm like, yeah, it was. That was fantastic. So I hold this episode in such high regard because it is the perfect story to tell between Face the Raven and Hellbent. And I think it blew everyone's expectations out of the water. And it is one of the highest rated episodes of Doctor Who for a reason. That's my hot take. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the biggest thing. It's that explosion of grief. It is just, it's so well done. There's some great lines in it. I mean, the 2 days that no one remembers, or the 2 times in your life that no one remembers. No one remembers being born, no one remembers dying. Or, the day someone dies isn't the worst day. It's all the days they stay dead. And, there's some phenomenal lines right the way through. But also, I think it speaks volumes that in the Series 9 soundtrack, there are 4 discs, and 1 disc is entirely comprised of music from Heaven Sent.
You're absolutely right.
And I know at times,
the
I'm
music
pretty
in
sure
this is unreal.
There are times as a kid where I was building castles in Minecraft, and I know I had that music playing in the background on loop. I'm a sad man, Crispy. I'm a sad man.
No, dude, that sounds like the sickest night of my life.
Actually,
That's
you know
awesome.
what? Yeah, honestly, it kind of is. But yeah, like, that music is gorgeous. I mean, you obviously have The Shepherd's Boy, the most infamous piece of Doctor Who music, I think, ever. Like, just absolute...
#1 Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, poetry from Murray Gold. It was such a beautiful episode, and I do remember the first time I watched it, I didn't fully get it. I'm pretty sure, like, I was just not following what was happening with him punching the diamond wall. I think I kind of got it, but also didn't quite get everything. But, like, especially second time onwards, I was just like, oh, this is fantastic. This is amazing. Like, it's just... I don't think there's a single foot wrong in the entire episode. It's just...
It's gorgeous. It's
a
gorgeous.
peek literally inside the Doctor's psyche. He's literally inside his confession dial anyway. You have the Veil, a monster born from the Doctor's, like, memories as a child. All the like, his confessions, his discussions about Clara, that exploration of grief. And also just, like, very Sherlock-y, but the Mind Palace idea of, like, you know, as soon as he's in mortal danger, he rushes into the TARDIS and thinks through a way to get out of it. Like, almost implying he does that all the time and we just don't see it. I think it's such a cool idea. Also makes for some great memes. Some great memes. I don't know if you've seen any memes out. There's like a great one where, like, ironically, someone's playing Minecraft and, like, they turn around and the creeper's about to explode, and it's like, well, that was a close one, wasn't it? Well, no, I got out of this one. Like, it's a great... I'll have to send it to you. It's a fantastic meme. If you've seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just... It's perfect. I feel like we're talking about this for the sake of talking about it, even though everything we're saying is right. Like, normally when we explain things, it's to justify why it's in that tier, but this is one of those very rare episodes where, bar, like, maybe a few people, and if you're out there, we love you regardless, like, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but bar, like, maybe enough people I can count on two hands, I don't think anyone is going to be surprised or disagree with us putting this at the top of the tier list. Like, honestly. It's just...
No. I think... It's peak Peter Capaldi.
And it's time to get people really hell-bent on this podcast, because that finale, again, incredibly polarizing. And while the hybrid arc itself, I think we've talked about on the record, is one of the
we haven't talked about it this episode.
No, not at all. But I don't think we talk about a lot of the arcs sometimes. Like, we didn't touch as much on the Good Man thing last series, but I think that's the thing. Like, when we talk about the series as a whole and, like, the looking back on series episodes we did a couple of years ago, I think the series arcs were a more prevalent part here. Here we're going episode to episode, so it's not quite as, like, important, I guess.
I get you.
But I will agree, as I've said before, that the hybrid is one of the least, like, I don't know about successful, like, the weakest ideas and payoffs of a series arc of anything in Doctor Who. Because what it's going for really is just the relationship between the Doctor and Clara, which in and of itself sells itself anyway for this series. The hybrid almost
you're
isn't
absolutely
needed,
right.
really. Like,
it's not. It's truly not. They could have introduced this idea of the hybrid in Hellbent or something. Be like,
that's where you get the meat. Like, we're too powerful together, we need to be split up. Like, that would have been fine in that episode.
Because the stronger story arcs is the Clara becoming more like the Doctor. There's a beautiful tie-in with, like, the confession dial from episode 1 all the way here. Like, there's some good, you know, mentioning Danny Pinkett. It's just really, really kind of bringing the whole thing together. The hybrid really just kind of felt like this forced one-liner to be like, hey, remember, we're in the middle of a series right now.
I was going to say the funniest one. I can't remember quite what the Zygon says, but when the Zygon is tied up on the presidential jet, he says something about a mix of species, and it's literally like the episode almost stops because Capaldi just goes, like a hybrid? And, like, they could have put a Vine group in the background and it wouldn't have felt any more out of place. It's like, okay, I know what you're doing here. Let's stick to the episode, please. But yeah, I really, really like this finale. I think it is incredibly well written. Whether you disagree or not, I don't really care. I love the idea that the Doctor is the one who forgets. I think that is, like, I don't know whether that's, like, commonly regarded as one of the best parts of the episode, but to me, I feel like that's one thing I regard really strongly, is that Clara is the one who remembers, the Doctor is the one who forgets. But you get some great performances. I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me who plays Rassilon. It's annoying me. Is it Timothy Spall? No, I think I just made that up. I don't think it is Timothy Spall. It's Donald something.
I can't remember.
It's Donald
Timothy
something.
Dalton is
send me Donald Trump.
OG one.
Donald.
Not
I'm going to search Donald Rassilon.
The one before.
What was his name? Who plays him? Like, TARDIS Wiki, tell me. Who played... Donald Sumpter, that's it. I'm sad that we don't get any look at Timothy Dalton's Rassilon. It's just, oh, here's the new Rassilon, roll with it.
Well, I think they tried to get Timothy Dalton, but he couldn't.
Really? Did not know that.
Yeah, I heard that then they went for this Game of Thrones guy who I don't like. He does a fine job, but I would have loved to have seen Timothy Dalton again.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton was incredible. I actually quite liked Donald Sumpter's Rassilon. I thought he was really good. I like the storytelling angle. I like the Doctor coming back to Gallifrey and everyone knowing about him and being the one who, saved them from the Time War and that legend being built up. But it this episode just works mainly for the relationship between the Doctor and Clara, as does one of the best parts of just the whole series. I think Jenna and Peter continue to sell it absolutely fantastically. I know you could argue, he's undoing the death she has in Face the Raven. I've never felt that strongly about it because she does still die there.
No, that's what I feel. That's what I feel.
Well, it's not that. To be honest, I think it's not that it's not undone. The death isn't undone, but she is also left flying off in a TARDIS with Maisie Williams, which I think was just more Moffat going, "How do I write this character out of it?" He's just kind of like, "What do I do? Let's send them off on their own spin-off that'll never happen." Sure, you can whatever, but the relationship between them outsells the kind of walk back of, they're bringing her back. I think her part in Hellbent is incredibly important and I think makes the episode work stronger, so I'm okay with it. If the ends justify the means, I'm fine with it, and I think they really do justify the means for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would almost be more poignant of an ending if maybe, if we wanted to do another, a part 2 farewell to Clara, that maybe she shouldn't have been able to go off. But I don't know. This episode always rubbed me the wrong way because they brought Clara back. Because I think Face the Raven is a better episode and a better send-off.
Yes.
And kind of does more for her. I think maybe I would have... Heaven Sent deals with grief really well. This one, we deal with a man that has access to Time Lord technology and is able to kind of... How do I word this? These are things that would not normally be possible if you had a loved one that died, and so you're getting a bit sci-fi with it. And he's going a bit too far. I think he went too far with this, and that's the whole point. But I don't know. The final shot of this with the American diner spinning off into space always rubbed me the wrong way. By the way,
that shot is a bit silly.
It's just I remember, and that's the final thing of this series, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I don't love this episode as much. It's not an S tier episode. We are not putting Hellbent in S tier,
but
at all.
It is firmly an A for me. I think I find this episode as a whole stronger than Death in Heaven, the Series 8 finale, which is just as well because that is the bottom of A tier right now. So, for me, I do really like this. I want it high in A tier. I'm fine with it not being an S tier. I get that. Sure. But this has always been a bit of an underrated one for me, and I do really enjoy it. So, where are you thinking of placement right now, so I know how much fight I have to give?
High B.
Oh, you are not getting that if your life depended on it, fella. Sorry, you aren't.
We are. You wanted above Death in Heaven here. I'm just here. That's not a big jump. That's not a big jump, my friend.
I said I want it above Death in Heaven. I didn't say I want it directly above it. I just said above it as in A tier. I don't want it right in front of it.
Well, let's put it just below Death in Heaven, and we'll walk our separate ways.
We will not, thank you, because I need to figure out where I'm placing it.
We'll walk our separate ways.
I am hovering. I like it for what it does with Capaldi and Clara, and again, sometimes it's just sequences and episodes that really sell it for me, and the whole scene in the classic TARDIS, this has to stop, one of us has to go. That feels like a culmination of an arc of characters that I've really loved and I think is done really well, and that's why, again, ends justify the means in a lot of ways. And partially, I think, once you brought her back, had Clara accepted her fate and gone back, it would have maybe felt to me like we were retreading slightly too many of the steps from 2 episodes prior. So I just don't think you should have brought her back.
Oh
yeah, I get that. But again, I think for what it does to the story, ends justify the means, and so giving her a different thing at the end there, at least you're not just completely retreading it. I don't hate it for that.
Yeah, I guess.
I would put it somewhere around the opening 2-parter, either above or below, which is familiar in Magician's Apprentice. That's where I'm at. I want to put it above Listen. I know for me personally, I like this more than Listen, but I know I'm in the minority for that, so I'm willing to kind of take that one on the chin. Stop looking around. Everyone already agrees with you. I know that. I'm fine with that. But I, personally, if I had my way, what are you doing with Eaters of Light? Put that back. Put that back. Put that back. Stop trying to distract the people. I would personally put it above Listen. I know it's not going to happen,
Oh, that is insane.
I listen, I already accepted it.
Listen.
I already accepted it. So, will you settle for me putting it above Time Heist but below Magician's Apprentice? I'm trying to give you a reasonable one because I would have fought for above it, but I know that's not getting anywhere. Please?
No.
Please?
Yeah. Fine.
Stop it. Get that out of C now. Get it out of B. That's it. Thank you.
I don't like it, Troy. I don't like it.
Fine, put it under... No, I'm firm in it. I don't care. I'm firm in it. We get our little vetoes. This is my veto. It goes there. It stays there.
Okay.
I already compromised. Relationships
Done.
are about give and
The
take,
deed is
Crispy, and
done.
compromise, and we have the most complicated relationship in all of time and space.
Correct. And the coolest hotline that I should have looked at, but I didn't.
Everyone put hot dog emojis in the comment section because Hot Dog Crispy did not verify the calls. I don't know. I was trying to think of a funny joke.
Correct. There. No, that's fine.
If you got to the end of this episode, comment a hot dog emoji below.
Is there a hot dog emoji?
Good question. There might actually not be. I think there is.
If there is, comment some hot dog emojis to let us know that you got this far in the tier list.
There is a hot dog emoji. Yeah.
Yeah. Comment the hot dogs right down below.
Yeah. Because
we'll see who's actually watching these episodes.
Crispy, this episode was hot dog.
Hot dog.
Diggity dog.
That's
okay,
right.
everyone, I'm going to sleep. Thank you all very much for watching. Crispy, your closing comments for Series 9 of Doctor Who.
Yeah, pretty good, eh?
Yeah, there you go, everyone. I agree firmly. Ladies and gentlemen, the time this episode goes out, I believe the Series 10 call-out will probably still just be active. So you've maybe got at least 24 hours from the time this episode goes out to get your calls out. After that, it'll be Jodie time. So if you want to call in about one of, if not the best series of modern Doctor Who, yeah, I said it, argue with the wall, get your calls in now before it's too late, because we will be discussing Series 10 next week. And man, I am ready to give 20-minute barn burners on the World Enough and Time and the Doctor Falls. Like, I am so passionate about that two-parter, you would not believe. I'm going to be looking at you like, hello, my dear. You are going to shut up while I talk about this two-parter, my dear. Okay?
World Enough in Time.
You will survive in a podcast not made for flesh. So I'm just going to... Lots of quotes.
Good stuff.
I like tier lists. Do you still like tier lists? Of course they are rather necessary when you happen to be someone's favourite Doctor Who podcast duo. Sorry.
You're an encyclopedia. How many DVDs?
17. Hello,
That's
Doctor Who listeners. We're Who's There, and we're very worried about the show's future. Give us a subscribe.
That's good.
That's pretty good, that. My improv skills can be good occasionally. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next week where we discuss Doctor Who Series 10. Until then, it is goodbye from the pro, first name Crispy.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. See you all next week. Allons-y, baby.
Allons-y, baby.
My shoulder just cracked. I feel old. Bye.